I came here to impale aliens and chew bubblegum, and damn it, the store didn't have the flavor I want. This is Bulletstorm, and it's a new, kind of formalistic first-person shooter, by which I mean it's an over-exaggerated version of a first-person shooter, which is kind of strange because a first-person shooter, the whole genre of first-person shooters, is in itself an over-exaggeration. So it's like this game is almost an exploitation of an exploitation, which makes it almost comical in a cartoony way. And when I first started playing, I thought the game was overly cartoony, but I gotta be honest, after just like 5 minutes of playing, I am all into Bulletstorm. This game kicks nothing but ass. I think another problem I had with the game is the controls aren't exactly the same as your average like first-person shooter, because the game is very arcadey. It's like almost you're playing an arcade game rather than something on your home console. And this game, by the way, is for the PC, the Xbox 360, and the PS3. It's not on the Wii. I don't know why. Probably maybe the Wii can't handle these graphics. Although I think the Wii can. I don't know. Maybe they didn't have a deal with Nintendo. Whatever. But yeah, the controls are a little different because it's a very arcadey. It's like you're just running through a very narrow corridor, which is basically the whole game. It's like there's no mazes involved. You're just running, basically. You control your character still, but it's just running in one general direction and just shooting things and racking up points. You know, it's and the way you kill things, like you have this whip that pulls enemies towards you, and then you can actually kick them away. You could slide at enemies like a baseball player, and that kicks them away. You can fire your regular gun. You can fire this thing that holds enemies, and of course this awesome thing is you can actually impale enemies. Check this out. I'm gonna try to impale this guy at those spikes. Bam! Did you see that? And I scored points by impaling him. And the game goes into almost bullet time when you whip something towards you, like Scorpion from Mortal Kombat, which is totally awesome, because obviously if it doesn't slow down, it's going to be really hard to do awesome, cool, kick-ass moves like you see me doing right now. The game is awesome. Nothing but awesome. It's, like I said, very different from your average FPS because of how formalistic and over-exaggerated it is, but it's just badass. You gotta think of this as something you're playing on the arcade, but the great thing is you don't have to put in quarters into it. It's just like an arcade game in the comfort and privacy of your own home. Like, who wants to put on clothing when you play video games? You know, you gotta go to the arcade, you gotta put on pants. You're just playing this arcade game in your own home, just in your underwear, you know, eating Cheetos, relaxing, your gut is out. No, there's no girls around to impress, so you can just relax and have your gut out. You don't have to hold it in, right? Right, gamers? Yeah. People who play games are kind of out of shape. Yeah. I feel like Bulletstorm is also kind of taking some luster away from Duke Nukem Forever. I'm almost feeling like this game is what Duke Nukem Forever should be, but it isn't. Like, I saw the demo of, or just gameplay, general gameplay of Duke Nukem Forever, and it looked like an average FPS with some silly jokes. And granted, this game is an FPS with silly jokes, but just for how over-the-top and cool it is in terms of gameplay, I feel like, and again, this is just from someone who hasn't played Duke Nukem Forever, I only saw gameplay of it, this game looks much better than Duke Nukem Forever, honestly. And you know, this demo doesn't show the entire game, obviously. The game might be worse than this demo that I'm playing, or probably what's more likely is the game is gonna be better, because obviously, chances are the finished product is always better than the demo. There's tweaks of improvement, not tweaks of degeneration. But yeah, this game is definitely stealing some luster from Duke Nukem Forever, and I don't know if maybe they did that on purpose, you know. But Duke Nukem Forever has been in the works, and there's been whispers in the wind of Duke Nukem Forever for the past decade, you know. So if that game doesn't sell well, you'll have this game to blame partially for that. And I obviously, you know, well, why is this game to blame? Well, you know, new gen games cost what, $50 to $70, you know, so some people might not just have the money to buy 2 games in a row, you know? Most players are very casual gamers, you know? They don't buy that many games. They don't buy every single game that comes out. And when there's 2 games of the same genre, you have to pick one that's better sometimes. I mean, I do that, and I'm a goddamn professional game reviewer. And, you know, I have to do that because I don't get free copies from every game developer. I think one thing that makes this game really comical, aside from the, you know, kind of frat boy humor and all the over-exaggerated violence, is the colors. The game is incredibly colorful for an FPS. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen an FPS this colorful. Everything is just bright and colorful and stands out, and just big, puffy, like, characters for everyone. You, enemies, everything. So I think that makes it kind of a lively game. It's a very happy-go-lucky game, even despite the fact that there's all this violence. It's like, oh my god, I just killed a guy, I just kicked his head off and impaled him on spikes and fucking slept with his mother, but his skin was purple. It was so happy-go-lucky, the whole situation. Another thing with this game is you can interact with, like, the environment, which is very arcadey. Like, that would be something you do in an arcade game. So that's another thing reminiscent of the arcade experience. And again, you know, I haven't been to the arcade in a long time. I don't think anyone has. I think the last time I was in the arcade was like 2003 or something. You know, games are so graphically enhanced now. It's like arcade machines don't have better graphics than home consoles. You know, that used to be the way back when I was a kid in the 90s. You know, you'd go to the arcade to play games with really amazing graphics before, you know, before the PS1 had really good graphics. You know, that's where we'd go. But then, like, late stage PS1 games start to have really good graphics. PS2 games have great graphics. Obviously, these are arcade style graphics with the PSX and Xbox 360s and all that. So that's where we just went for really amazing graphics. And games back then with graphics like this would be worth $25 to play for 2 hours, but not no more. I mean, $25 for 2 hours, that's about right. But today's gaming is all about scoring points. It's all about achievements, high scores, and because of, like, online leaderboards, you do actually brag to other people. There is some pride in being, like, in the top 1,000 on the leaderboard, something like that. And this game is nothing short of non-stop achievements. I mean, look how many headshots I just got. Like, that was like 3 headshots in a row. And I'm not even aiming for the enemy's head, because as you can see here, you can't even make out the enemies. They're like little specks. But apparently, they have like magnets in their head that just attract the bullets I'm shooting, because every single shot is a headshot. Maybe the enemies just have like really gigantic heads. I mean, we can't see them, but it's probably just giant floating heads that we're shooting at right now. Otherwise, I don't know how I'm just getting non-stop headshots like this. Another game that was very recent that came out, it wasn't an FPS, but it was this type of genre, just running around shooting, but it was more of like a sandbox game. Well, it was a sandbox game, probably the biggest sandbox game is Just Cause 2. And that was really over-exaggerated. I believe when I was doing my playthroughs of that game, I called it like Tony Montana meets Arnold Schwarzenegger in like Commando or something, and that's what the main character in that game was. What is that? A giant milk bottle? But that game was kind of sensationalized and over-exaggerated and formalistic. But that game's formalism has nothing on the. Do I just jump down here? Oh, you can go there. That game has nothing on this. This game is way more over-exaggerated, and it has way more violence. I mean, this game is just pure violence juice. Oh, damn, I just fell into a hole. Oh, good thing I'm fine. I guess someone who can, like, kick a 300-pound alien 30 feet into the air isn't going to get hurt when he falls 12 feet down into a hole. Now, this would be, in like, the actual gameplay, not the demo, this would be the drop shop where I guess I refill ammo and stuff. I like how there's just shops laying around in, like, debris and like garbage. I guess that's what shops are for homeless people. They just go down to the junk shop, or I mean the junkyard, or like the fucking the landfill in their local town, and then that's their shop. That's shopping for them. That's their Kmart and Walmart and Costco. I shouldn't have drunk that. Look at this. My vision's all blurry. That's not a good idea. Did that at least make me stronger? I feel like I'm fucking drunken master now. I'm just running into danger head first. I don't care. I'm drunk. Yeah, this isn't... I can barely, like, see what's going on. Oh, I'm about to die. This is not good. I shouldn't have drunk that. You damn drunk, over-exaggerated, violence-making bastard. Yeah, I'm dead. Well, thanks for watching. Maybe a part 2 of this gameplay coming up. Goodbye, my friends.